Did you know that 86% of consumers say pricing is the most important factor in their purchase decisions? Yet most businesses are basically just guessing when they set their prices.
That's fascinating and honestly pretty concerning when you think about how many businesses fail in their first year due to pricing mistakes.
I was just reading about this company that increased their profits by 40% just by adjusting their pricing strategy. No new products, no extra marketing, just smarter pricing.
Well, that's exactly why we need to dive into this today. There's this whole science behind pricing that most people never see.
Right. And what's wild is that pricing isn't just about numbers, it's this fascinating mix of psychology, economics, and human behavior.
Let's break down the three main pricing strategies that successful businesses use. Each one approaches value differently.
Oh, yes, and what's interesting is how these strategies often work together. Like, you can't just pick one and ignore the others.
So, the first approach is cost plus pricing. Sounds simple, but there's more to it than most people realize.
Mm hmm. Like, businesses need to factor in not just the obvious costs, but also things like overhead, marketing, and even potential waste or returns. Studies show that many companies underestimate their true costs by up to 30%.
That's a staggering number, and it explains why so many businesses struggle with profitability even when they seem busy.
You know what's really fascinating? The second strategy, value based pricing. This is where psychology really comes into play. Research shows that customers' perception of value can be up to 400% higher than actual production costs.
That reminds me of a study where researchers found that people rated the exact same wine higher when they were told it was more expensive.
Oh my gosh, yes. And it's not just wine. This effect has been documented with everything from painkillers to luxury cars. Our brains literally experience more pleasure from things we think are more expensive.
Well, that brings us to the third strategy, competition based pricing. But here's where it gets tricky.
Because you can't just copy your competitors. Studies show that businesses that only focus on matching competitors' prices are 60% more likely to fail in their first year.
Let's talk about the psychology of pricing because this is where businesses can really get creative.
Did you know that prices ending in 9 can increase sales by up to 24% compared to round numbers? And get this, it works even when the 99 price is actually higher than a nearby round number.
That's mind blowing. And there are so many other psychological tricks too, like anchoring and decoy pricing.
Oh, yes. Like how stores will put a $2,000 TV next to a $3,000 one to make the $2,000 model seem more reasonable. Research shows this can increase sales of the cheaper option by up to 40%.
Let's use a real world example. How would these strategies work for something familiar, like a coffee shop?
Perfect example. So, first, they need to know their true costs. Industry data shows that the actual cost of a cup of coffee, including overhead, is about $1.75 on average.
But they're usually charging $3 to $5, right? That's where value based pricing comes in.
Exactly. And here's something interesting. Studies show that customers are willing to pay up to 30% more for coffee in an aesthetically pleasing environment. It's not just about the coffee anymore.
That explains why some premium coffee shops can charge $6 to $7 per cup and still have lines out the door.
And they use clever psychological pricing too, like making the price difference between sizes really small. Research shows this can increase size upgrades by up to 35%.
Speaking of psychology, what about those loyalty programs? They're basically a pricing strategy too, right?
Oh, definitely. Data shows that customers with loyalty cards spend on average 46% more than non members. It's this brilliant way of making people feel like they're getting a deal while actually spending more.
These numbers are fascinating. Any other surprising statistics about pricing?
Well, here's one that blew my mind. Businesses that regularly test and adjust their prices see an average of 25% higher profits than those that don't. Yet only about 15% of businesses do regular price testing.
That really shows how much money companies are leaving on the table by not thinking strategically about pricing.
And here's the thing about pricing, it's not just about maximizing profit. Studies show that customers who feel they got a fair price are 78% more likely to become repeat customers.
So, in the end, good pricing is really about building sustainable business relationships.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole topic so fascinating. It's this perfect intersection of psychology, economics, and human behavior. The numbers matter, but understanding people matters even more.
Well, this has certainly changed how I'll look at prices from now on.
Same here. And remember, everyone, next time you see a price tag, know that there's probably a whole strategy behind that number. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.